Hey yo, it's Brian here. Today, gonna be talking about the San Francisco 49ers. Gonna be talking about the schedule for 2018. The release for the official weeks from weeks 1 to 16, including the bye week, should be coming out in the next couple of weeks. I would say by near the draft time. I think NBC Sports had them like near that time frame as well. A couple of weeks, I can wait for that. But right now, I want to look at the opponents for the San Francisco 49ers in 2018. Should be an interesting one. The NFC West, always interesting. The LA Rams, St. Louis Rams, whatever you want to call them, they made some big moves ever since making that last video on how the NFC West is standing for the 49ers. They signed a lot of great players. As you know, Marcus Peters, Aqib Talib, and then they just signed Ndamukong Suh to a one-year, $14 million contract, I think. So that should be a good move for them. I don't know if Suh is the right guy because Suh has had some attitude problems, I would say. His talent is undeniable, but he sometimes has some attitude problems that can really be a detriment to the team that he's played with. So with the Detroit Lions and Miami Dolphins, he's had a little bit of problems. But when he's out there, his head is straight. He's a pretty damn good player. Great pickup for them. I think he'll fit in Wade Phillips' system. That should be a good one. Also, the Arizona Cardinals, Seattle Seahawks, nothing too crazy going on with them. They haven't made any crazy free agent moves. I'm kind of concerned about both of those teams in a good way. I want them to struggle against the 49ers, but I don't know. Seattle kind of fell down from grace a little bit this year, or from last year to probably this year. I think maybe this year they'll finish maybe 500, I would say, a little bit under 500. That's just my early prediction. Maybe Seattle can prove me wrong. But right now, with all the departures that they had from Richard Sherman, Cam Chancellor is still questionable. Earl Thomas is questionable as well. I know he's going to be playing this year, but what about the future? Offensive line hasn't really fixed anything, so they have a lot of concerns coming into 2018, and I think they do not address enough in the draft to do that. Kind of sucks, but what can you do, right? So I don't want to talk about the NFC West all day. I want to talk about the other opponents that the 49ers have. In addition to the NFC West, as always, twice a year, they have the NFC North. So the Bears, Packers, Lions, and Vikings. I would say all those teams are intriguing, including the Chicago Bears with Mitch Trubisky and then getting Allen Robinson on the offensive side of the ball. I forgot who else they got from the Chicago Bears, but that should be an interesting opponent. Last year we beat them pretty much by Robbie Gould and Jimmy Garoppolo, but mostly Robbie Gould because he kicked all those field goals. And we ended up winning, I think, 15-12. Don't quote me on that. It's a really close game, but the 49ers ended up scaving off the win last year against the Bears. That was a really good one. First win out of the 5-game winning streak, so that's a really good thing. The Vikings, that's going to be a tough one. They're still a pretty damn good team. They lost the NFC Championship last year, but I think with Kirk Cousins, they're going to be a lot better. Well, I wouldn't say a lot better. They were already a good team without him. He might be able to take them over the hump this year to a Super Bowl run, and they are vying for a Super Bowl run as well as the Los Angeles Rams. That's going to be really, really tough. And Minnesota, I mean, with Kirk Cousins there, they should be winning a Super Bowl in the next couple of years, however long his deal is. I think it's a 3-year deal, everything guaranteed. They better win a Super Bowl some way, shape, or form. If they don't, then pretty much a wasted investment, pretty much wasted talents, I would say. Not in terms of anything bad, but just not winning a Super Bowl, being unfulfilled. That's what the Vikings franchise has been for the past decades now. So much talent, so much potential, but yet can never win the big one. We'll see if the Vikings can do that this year. Last year was kind of disappointing for them because they were supposed to go to the Super Bowl at their home stadium. Would have been the first time in history that would have happened, but not going to happen now because the Philadelphia Eagles ruined them. But what can you do, right? So tough opponents. The Packers kind of questionable as well, but they got Aaron Rodgers, one of the great quarterbacks right now in the NFL. Always a factor there. The Detroit Lions, they're a factor as well. This year, also, we got the AFC West. We got the Broncos, Raiders, Chargers, and Chiefs, if you don't know. All of them intriguing. The Broncos, I want to see their quarterback situation. They've had a quarterback problem ever since Peyton Manning left, and they had Trevier Simeon, whatever his name is, Brock Osweiler. Oh, gosh, that was an experiment for them. But now I think they got Case Keenum, which should be kind of exciting, I guess, if you're a Bronco fan. But that defense is still intact, sort of. Got Von Miller. But Aqib Talib, as you know, departed from the Denver Broncos to the LA Rams. I think got traded or something like that. Whatever, something like that. I forgot exactly, but he's not with them anymore. The Raiders, I think everyone's going to be circling that if you're a 49er fan. Definitely. For me, I'm going to try to go to that game this year. No guarantees. Depends on what the schedule is like. If it's during the middle of the year, I would definitely try to go to a Raiders game because that's one of the bucket lists, I would say, to go to a 49ers game and go to against the Raiders because this is the last year in Oakland. That's kind of unfortunate. So, Raider fans, you can't be trash talking to us because you won't even be in Oakland anymore after this year. Chargers and Chiefs, pretty interesting as well. The Chargers, I'm excited to see what they could do. They were on a good run near the end of the season, but very early mistakes from kicking, and I think my cousin had something to do with that. Well, he's not really my cousin. Don't worry, Asian jokes all day, but whatever Chong Wo, whatever his name is, or I forgot his name exactly, but he did a really bad job for the Chargers, and that's why they started off really bad and ended up not making the playoffs this year despite a really good run. The Chargers, I think they're vibed to make a good run. I think they're the dark horse team in the AFC West. That should be exciting. And also the Raiders, they got John Gruden. That should be a pretty nostalgic coaching pick right there. Hopefully he can do something with the Raiders. Well, not hopefully, but you know what I mean. I love me some John Gruden. We'll see what he can do. But 49ers, I will predict a win immediately against the Raiders right now. Also, we got the New York Giants and Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They should be getting revamped, especially the New York Giants. With the whole 2-14 season, it was pretty damn bad last year. Ben McAdoo got fired. And their new coach, I think, is Pat Shurmur from the Minnesota Vikings, and Dave Gettleman's their general manager. So Dave Gettleman has some familiarity with the New York Giants. Came from the Carolina Panthers, got fired last year, and was out of the league for the rest of the season, and then came back to the Giants. That should be interesting as well. What are they going to do to the number 2 pick? I have no idea, but it should be a revamped team. And the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, I don't know what to think of them. Kind of okay, but always trying to make their mark, but can never make their mark as well. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. And if I'm looking at the schedule, it looks pretty favorable, I would say. The toughest teams I would have to go with are, on paper, the Minnesota Vikings, the LA Rams twice. So let's count that 3. The Packers maybe, and the Vikings. I think those 5 teams or 5 weeks right there would be one of the toughest for the 49ers. I think everyone else is pretty much fair game. I don't want to say easy or hard, but they're pretty fair game. I'm going to keep it short and simple. If I had to predict a winning percentage, I will not do that right now. I'll do that another time. But I would say the schedule looks pretty good. I'm excited to see what they can do, especially the Raiders game. I think that's going to be a really good one for me and everyone else in San Francisco. Love to see the Battle of the Bay one last time, and this is a perfect time to close out an era for the Oakland Raiders because they are going to Las Vegas next year. Please let me know, what do you guys think about the schedule? Does it look good? Does it look bad? What opponents are you excited for? What opponents are you concerned for the 49ers? So please let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. And if you guys like this, please like, subscribe if you're new to this channel, and I will definitely catch you guys up another time. I hope you guys have a nice day, nice weekend, nice whatever, and I'll catch you guys up later. Bye, guys. See y'all later.